Good morning. Well, if it's morning when you're watching this, good morning. It's morning now. If you're watching it in the evening, good evening. It's been a little chaotic here in the studio this morning. My camera got bumped and it was all wonky, and yeah. But Michael came to the rescue and I appreciate him. Thank you, Michael, for all your help. So today we're going to kind of revisit what we started a long time ago. But the reason why is because I was finally able to get some Chicago screws, and that's what's holding this binding together somewhat. I did glue it, and but you can see how cool, kind of steampunky they look. These ones I got at Home Depot. The Home Depot here did not have them. So I found some on Amazon, and it took forever and a day for them to get here because I don't know why. But it's the first time I'm opening them. So I got the tape. Put that in my little garbage can here. And what Chicago screws are is they are a base. And I hope these are big enough. They should be. And a screw. Okay, so there's the base. And then this little screw bit, hands don't want to work. This little screw bit goes inside there and you tighten it down. These are commonly used in like leather work. So I hope these are going to be thick enough. So here's some of the ones that we started way back when. And as long as this should work. So I think these are, let me put those in the right spot. These are 6mm. So what that means is the space between, come on, baby. There we go. The space between that base and the screw when fully put together is 6mm. So, and these are canvas panels. I get mine from the dollar store. You can use like heavy chipboard. In fact, hang on, let me show you something. I gotta take my headphones off though for this. Hang on. I'm gonna turn off my air conditioner too. That way y'all can hear me. Okay, so when I used to work in assembly, we got some of our parts in a box. It was a wood box, and then it had these on top. So I am going to use these for some canvases. What I'll do is I'll cut them apart, cut them to size, which I have to use a saw for because that's how thick this cardboard is. But I thought it'd be really cool to keep kind of the length, maybe measure out 9 inches, which would be right about here. And then I'll sand them down to get the labels off so it's a nice flat surface. And then I'll spray them with primer to kind of seal it up. And so, yeah, you don't have to use canvas panels. You can use whatever you can find to use that's, upcycling. So, because that's the kind of the point here is to use, like paintings or, paper, found objects and turn them into something. So, this is why we're starting on this journey again, though, is I found these and they were what I wanted. And the other ones that I ordered were really cheap and flimsy, and they weren't cheap. They were like $8 for 50 pieces, so 25 sets. And I was like, dude, that's no bueno. So what I did with this one, this is a journal that I had made, and I wanted it to have like everything in it. That's why it's so fat. But I'm going to put a 3-ring binder in here. I actually will do that on a live maybe next week. So is I just use scrapbook paper. I just got this idea from somebody, and then I kind of merged another idea from somebody else. And Heather Tracy, who's no longer on YouTube, but she has been an influence on a lot of my art and stuff. So, but I've also learned some stuff too, some better ways to do this. So I was planning on getting this part ready, but I came up with a better idea. But I need to get some fusible interfacing web stuff. So that's why we're going to kind of do some other stuff here. So what we did on the last live is we removed the canvas off the canvas boards. I have the stack here that is 2.5 feet tall. Yeah. So there's going to be a lot of books made. But we have this one and then this one. And I'm not worried if they don't match. And you can see there's some texture in this canvas, and I will cover that up. But I think I'm actually going to have those be on the bottom. I like it like that. And so we're kind of in the planning stage. So we have that one, and then we have this one, which is a smaller book, which came from the same this all came from one painting. This was one painting. This I'm going to use this little book. I'm going to use, I don't know, maybe I can get 2 out of it. See, I can't quite get 2 out of it. So we'll do 2 with, a part of this on the front and this on the back. I've also thought of just painting a canvas one color that matches. So, get your idea together of what you want to use. So we've got these 2 and these 2. Now, sorry for the rustling of paper. I've got a cubic butt ton of paper. And this is just scrapbook paper. This is kind of some inexpensive stuff. And I only have one board for this one. So I'm going to put this one on the back and this one on the front. And we're going to kind of do like that. And then I thought this would look cool on the inside. So, and the other thing we'll be learning is how to create latex lace. And if you don't know what that is, give me a moment and I will show you. Okay, don't step on that one. So this one I just made from Dollar Store. I was trying the Dollar Store version of their caulking. But this is latex lace. It's made with a fondant mat, and it didn't turn out all that great, but I'm going to use elements of it. I'll snip out parts that I like, and you can spray paint this. I tried using mica with it, and it didn't. All it did was act as a mold release, which is fine because who wants to peel this out? But I'm going to cut out elements that turned out okay. And I'm okay with it being a little on the rough side. I mean, I guess the mica did work a little bit. There's a little bit of shininess to it. There's a little bit of shimmer. But I'm okay with it having like these bubbles and stuff because I can go in and with a little piece of sandpaper and make it look a little rougher and antique it of sorts. So it fell on the floor when I was cleaning. I bumped it. Everything fell on the floor the last few days because I've been moving so much stuff around. But you can see how that can add another element to stuff. You know, if I were just to take out some of this and just have like this piece or, you know, these couple of pieces and have it run across the top like that. You know, paint it black. There is a way to tint it as well, the caulking before you use it. But this is just a Hobby Lobby. I think I paid like $5 for it, and I'll get multiple uses out of it. I did buy a bunch of these, and then I gave them to my daughter because they are used for cake baking and stuff. So that's what what section of the store they're in, is in the cookie and cake decorating aisle. So we will be making more of this. And if I ever get to Hobby Lobby again, not the one in Carbondale, but the one down in Paducah, I'm going to check out the section and see if they have any more mats. Another element that you can bring in. Hang on. This is a big old box. There we go. Let's clear a spot. Yeah, I found paper to go with this one too. I thought that would go really cool on the inside. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, let's move this over here in the other stack. There we go. This, I used to sell chalk couture. If you don't know what chalk couture is, that doesn't surprise me. A lot of people didn't. But it was fun. I'll show you a part. I might bring it back because it's a fun element to add. These are all my templates. These out of the way. Oop. These actually need to go in the other room in a separate box. So one of the things that this is another template. This is a picture frame thing. What I found you can do is lay this down and just spray paint over it. And then you have your art poking through on the frame part. I am going to scan it with the silhouette. So, I can cut it out in vinyl and then make this a vinyl piece to lay down. So, you know, keep your mind open when you're planning out your journal. And you can do it as a junk journal. You can do it as like a written journal. But you can bring in stencils. I've got a whole like lettering stencils. How'd these get in here? These aren't supposed to go in there. Those are stamps. Another fleur-de-lis. I have a thing for fleur-de-lis. These are cupcake stencils. Excuse me. But like something like this, you know, you can bring in, maybe not on that one. Well, yeah, you could probably bring it in on the back and put it in a corner and paint on it. Or like this one, I use some of that texture paste. So you can do anything you want on these canvas panels. Just keep in mind that if it's a journal, you don't want to put too much 3D stuff on it. Another template. It says peace. Oh, I got all kinds of stamps in here. How'd they all get in here? But see, I got skeleton pieces. These are all get scanned with the I've got the scan mat. Yes, just different things. I got some lips. That might be fun to use on one of them. Just different art mines. I get them on clearance, so I just pick them. If they're like $2 or something, I just pick them up. And some I bought to put on furniture. Some I haven't even used yet. That would be a fun one to use. It's got flowers and leaves in it. Here's some letters. Okay, I'm trying to find some chalk couture. There we go. Here's my chalk couture stuff. So, yeah, I didn't take very good care of it. So, you're supposed to be able to I didn't wash it off. I was in a bad place when I started this. But anyway, there are stencils that you use this special paste for, but I found that you can use just regular paint too. And then it's kind of like screen printing. So, and they had a whole bunch of really cutesy designs. Some of them are more my style, the more Victorian type looking stuff. But a lot of it was really cutesy stuff, and I just couldn't get behind it, so I didn't do it. More stencils. I got lots of stencils. These are actually texture things that go in a different bin. More stamps, and these are embossing for embossing. Those are in a different bin. I haven't been in this bin in a long time, if you can tell. So, more stamps. These are foam stamps, but they're fun. With foam stamps, you can lay out some texture paste and then stamp inside the texture paste. And when you pull it out, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Depends on how good the stamp is. So you can like reverse engineer. But, I've got these roses. This might look really cool on here to put in, just like, because the thing with stencils, if you don't want the leaves on there, just tape over them. And you can use the swirly part of the rose. You can use texture paste. You can use paint. You can use spray paint. You can, anything that's fluid. One other thing that I found out, if you get the foam, what's it called? Foam core. Like this stuff, and you take the paper off, and then you put a stencil on top of it, and then you use spray paint. The spray paint actually eats away at the foam, but it stops after a minute. It only eats so far. So if you do a light coat of spray paint, it'll like reverse emboss. It'll like emboss it. That's, as I say, reverse stencil. Emboss, that's what that is. And someone's calling the phone. Anyway, so next week, I'm going to be on a mission. This is one of my favorite stencils. Here we go. Right here. This one right here, it's really big, but it's for furniture and walls. But I got this from Artistic Painting Studio, and she's awesome. Jen Ferguson. And I won this. So this is a $25 stencil. It should be in its case, but I don't think I have it anymore. I think I lost it in the move. But, you can use all different kinds of things. You don't have to be, set by your mind. Like you can, use some fun elements from something bigger, So, and this is backwards because I used it. I used it to create a faux antique mirror. So it got paint on the backside, which is fine. It's spray paint, so it dried nice and flat. But yeah, you can put just different elements. If you don't want a certain element, like I said, tape over it. Just have fun with it. Get your boards ready. I will put a link to the Chicago screws in the Facebook group, as well as this YouTube video. So we're simulcasting this morning. Oh, Michael. Yay. Hi, Michael. Love you, babe. But so let's get all the ideas that you have and kind of put them in a bin or a box. I like the bins from the dollar store, like these white bins like this. They cost $1, and you can put all your elements inside them. Or what I also use, and you can get these really cheap at a thrift store, especially if they have holes in the bottom like this one does. Cake pans. You can use a cake pan to keep all your things, or cookie sheets, or I've got all kinds of like serving trays and stuff that I use to kind of keep my ideas together, and then I put them on a shelf. That way I have all my elements together. So I'm going to go through today or tomorrow or this weekend. I'm going to go through my 6 bins of paper and put all of them together. Pick out a paper to go with this one and this one. I've already got a paper for that one. I got to go to the dollar store and get more of these boards. You can find them on Amazon, and they don't have to be fancy. You can use chipboard. You can take your box of Kellogg's Frosted Flakes, and what I used to do is just take some PVC glue. I've got tacky glue. You can use glue wall, you can use school glue, you can whatever, and I layer the two together so it's a little bit more sturdy, and then put your paper on there, because the 3 layers of glue that you have is going to make it kind of like a composition book. You could even use the cover of an old composition book, one that you don't use anymore, one that got filled up with stuff. You've torn out a lot of pages or whatever. The other thing you want to have, hang on, I'm getting it. I can find it. Golly jeepers. Oh, here we can use watercolor paper for the inside. I thought I had some mixed media paper, but you could use Yupo paper too. But that's just kind of this is canvas pad. We can use that, but we're going to be folding it, so you don't want it to. This is 140 pound. I'm going to when I go to Walmart for the fusible web stuff, I will see if I can find some mixed media paper. I thought I had some. Oh well. But you want a heavier weight paper, even cards, like a plain white. I could even use that because I've got plenty of that. Just a plain white. What's that stuff called? scrapbook paper. There we go. Totally lost my brain there. And we're going to cut the pages to fit inside the books, and we're going to, try and fold. Some of them we won't be able to fold, and some of them we will, and I'll show you how to bind those together so we can figure out how thick we need the binding to be, and we'll just take it in steps. So if you want to build with me, cool. If you don't, you just want to sit back and relax and watch, that's cool too. And maybe, hopefully, I'll inspire you to do something above and beyond just what I'm doing here. Maybe you decide to do a photo album or, something like that. I have a friend of mine that I'm going to finish one of these for and send it to her because she does daily journals. So I'm going to find some heavyweight paper, just paper, and then I'm going to print out lines on it. So there's lines on it. So there's multiple things that you can do with this. But I've got a whole stack of paintings, so we're going to be making multiple journals. I'll have them in multiple stages so we can go through them. I just found everything after I cleaned. This was actually on top of my drying rack in the back, and I was like, that's why I couldn't find it, because I didn't see it. So clean your studio at least once every 3 months so you don't lose stuff like I do. So just start gathering stuff together, what you think would work well together. If you need to reference back on how to do this part of it, gluing this on here, I'm actually going to I came up with a better idea on how to do this. So I'm going to do step 1 again next week with a new canvas, our new canvases. And we'll build, I'll build various different ones in various different ways. And, we'll show you. I've got some resin pieces to add some 3D elements to it. Same with the latex lace. I thought I had another latex lace mat, but I didn't find it in my cleaning. So, we can show all these elements. And then one of the other things that we're going to do on a live stream is I'm going to recanvas one of these and show you how I do it. Everybody has their own style, their own way, and that requires me going to Hobby Lobby again to get some gesso, or Michael's, wherever I can find some inexpensive gesso, because I do like using gesso on the canvases that are blank. If they already have gesso on them or already paint on them, then I just spray them with primer. That's actually going to go in the drawer over there. Now I have a big mess again. I gotta just sit down and have some fun. So sit down, have some fun, put it all in a bin over the course of the week, and we will see you next Friday on the Members Only live stream. And we'll see you again tonight on Friday Night Flip Cup. You guys have a fantastic day, an awesome weekend, and we'll talk to you soon. Peace, love, and happiness.